Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So, a video posted on social media showed a tense moment between a couple who seemed to be relocating to Nigeria with their 3 young kids. Though the camera didn't capture the moment, the woman allegedly tore the traveling document to pieces, and the passport, that is, was seen on the ground. The airport official trying to calm down the situation. When one of the officials asked her why she took the action, the woman could be heard in a fit of rage saying, "Is it your passport?" She later grabbed 2 of her kids by the hands and walked them out of the walkway while telling her husband, who stood there transfixed, that if you want to sleep there, sleep there. This is Nigeria. This is where you will be. The airport workers then tried to appease to the husband, urging him to overlook the situation, the wife's outburst, and maintain his calmness. The man has been quiet all along, according to the reports and the comments that we read. He gently walked towards the shredded paper, picked up the pieces, and social media went agog. So we'd like to get your own opinion. The ladies will have their own opinion as well. To join the conversation, call us on 081-0764-1679 or 090-241-63440. So the video, I think it was on Saturday that it went viral, where everybody was talking about the fact that how can a woman tear her husband's passport? Even if you listen to the video, you hear somebody saying that now so she did do for inside plane, like she's been aggressive even while they were on the plane. So this wife and husband, in the presence of their children, the woman tore the husband's passport into shreds, threw it on the floor, and walked away with the children. Nima, what was your first thought when you saw the video?
I saw it this morning. I listened to the entire thing. You know, I was waiting because something must justify something. Me, I even thought maybe...
Oh, yeah, she also she replied on one side of the story. But
she did that video. Okay, when I saw the initial one, I just felt, no, this man must have done something. Because in this world these days, I don't judge people's reaction anymore. You know, these days, it's the reaction you see. You don't see the cause. So usually that person will just hide. You don't know what has built up. And so that was my first. So when I saw her doing video this morning, I was not waiting for the cause. What now provoked tearing of passports? I listened from morning to night. I listened endlessly, tired me. She just kept saying she has a story, that the bloggers didn't come to hear it, and that something, she have gone through a lot. I said, all of us, we are in a lot. If you are married, all of us are inside lots. There's nothing...
Even the husband safe. Our husband safe are in a lot.
Marriage is not for the ones that don't want to go through a lot. It's a lot. You know, I kept listening, but I didn't see anything. What pained me the most is that no matter the reaction, I know we are not perfect. Even I have goofed a lot of times in front of my kids. It's not in front of your kids and not in public. So if you can manage it as much as you can, take it home. And then I noticed that she kept talking about a page, him signing into a page, both of them signing into a particular page, him controlling it all. And she waited till it's not clean. The story did not clean. And then over pages, over social, you know, we have overcooked this thing. You're not talking of your house, your property that you have built, that they marry wife. We've done women on this show who were locked out of the house they built just because they went on vacation and come back, and their husbands have brought in someone else and locked them out. And some, they will use police to carry the woman out, carry the woman in. We've seen more serious stories, you know, and those ones did not tear passport. They didn't even burn down the house, you know, and for you to be tearing passports and coming and putting your face, I think she would have just gone, leave the face.
As in...
Yeah, but the back and forth,
the advice.
They're trying to gain.
Okay. So, Mariam.
Yes, for me, I felt, you know, it was the children that they were caught on camera, like fully, you could see their faces, and I felt sad that, you know, that they had to be captured in that scenario. I wonder what the children will be thinking to see their father embarrassed so publicly in front of everyone. People may say, oh, couples fight all the time in front of the children. I understand, but then to see it so publicly done, you know, I wish she was able to hold herself until they got, you know, they got to the house or somewhere a bit more private. I didn't want to do what I feel a lot of us women tend to do, is that when we see a woman misbehaving, we want to quickly say there must be a reason why she has done what she's done. But many times we see men be quite violent to women, and we say it does not matter what was done. The thing is that you did this. And so for me, in these cases, unless it was like physical abuse and she was trying to protect herself, sexual abuse, abusing her children in any form, I did not think that there was anything, you know, to justify it. And based on the video that she also tried to explain herself. She didn't say much. I don't know if it's because she maybe still uncomfortable to talk about it. You know, sometimes until you sit down with people, but based on that too, there didn't seem like a serious justification for that behavior. Have there been times where you feel so upset about something, right? You've bottled it up until, you know, something very little, and then you, before you know it, you overreact. So possibly they have been going through so many things, and maybe in her mind she's been thinking, until we enter this country, I cannot wait to enter Nigeria. So nothing really may have sparked it, but finally we have reached the destination where I can show my strength or show my power, show my grievances, and they should use the opportunity. I just wish that children were not taken, you know, on that camera. There are pictures, everything right now. Thank God they're also really young. Possibly in a few years this will be over and they may never have to see it. This may not be something also that children in school will use to taunt them with. But I thought she overreacted based on the information given to us so far. And I'm also happy for the way he conducted himself, because if he had responded the same way she had reacted, it would have been terrible, you know. So I'm happy that he was silent, or he was stunned into silence, shocked into silence. So that also helped. And hopefully they're able to resolve this going forward.
I also think that, I love when you, what you said about the children part, that when our social media, you know, everybody now is a reporter on social media, our social media reporters should respect children's privacy. Please. I know you've seen drama. You know, you've seen this drama happening and you want to be the one to record and post it. But just take that little extra effort not to capture the children's faces. You'd have, the person that did it, the actor in this is the woman, the mother, and you would protect the children and protect their identity. It's not a hot topic, but I've seen that and I feel I just put it out there because one celebrity too came out and said that she gave birth and the picture of her as she was leaving the hospital was on social media, and she didn't post it. She doesn't want, she wanted a private moment, and you have put it everywhere. So let's just protect these our children as much as possible. But what was your opinion when you saw?
Because like you said, they should have blurred the faces of the kids, because everybody's on social media, and kids get bullied for different reasons. So you don't want to be that person that is giving room for that. Okay, so I like the fact that both Nima and Mariam, they've taken the story from an emotional perspective. So as a lawyer, I'm going to take it from a legal perspective. So I'm going to read out some things where it says, so the Passport Miscellaneous Provisions Act, Chapter 343, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 1990, Section 1C states that it is unlawful to alter, tamper with, or mutilate any passport or any of its pages thereof, right? And then also Section 451 of the Criminal Code Act in Nigeria says that any person who willfully or unlawfully destroys or damages any property is guilty of an offense, which unless otherwise stated is a misdemeanor, or he is liable if no other punishment is provided, you know, for imprisonment for 2 years. And we should know that the international passport belongs to the Nigerian government, even though it is in the custody of individuals. So no matter how angry that woman was, she could have expressed her anger in any other way, but not to tear the passport, international passport. And for me, what irked me and what really, what I didn't understand was the fact that officials were there present and they were busy saying, oh, he's trying to talk to Guy to calm down everything, and not following what the law states, because they were supposed to apprehend that woman immediately and sit her down and say, madam, I hope you know what just happened now. You just destroyed the property of the government. The passport does not belong to you or your husband. You cannot just destroy it. Nobody has that right. And so for me, it just didn't make sense that something was happening. An offense was being committed in front of not just one, not even two, more than 3 of Nigerian officials, and nothing was done about it. So this also takes me to the fact that it's one thing for us to make laws in this country. It's another thing for us to be able to make sure that we follow things through. Because just like during the Constitution says you can have peaceful protest, but that doesn't mean you can vandalize the properties of other people or that of the government. So same thing. So if they can respond in situations like that, why are the officials not doing that? And then when I saw the video of her that she responded, trying to make excuses, she's not making sense to me. I just wish for her own sake, so that people don't even now know how to apprehend her. Now,
well, she has already done it.
She's already done it. She's put herself out there. Instead that nobody even spoke to her, or that she didn't even read the comments, or she just said, Instablog posted. You didn't read the comments to say that you actually committed an offense. So something has to be done about this.
Very important. But, you know, since you took us to the legal side, just let me hold on to Nima to give us a bit more, a different perspective. So you've already said that, one, it seems like the officials might not be aware or they did not know they have the right to enforce this part of the law because they got more involved in the emotional part of the drama playing out in front of them and not the legal part of the drama playing out in front of them. Is it possible for them to still take her to book? Can she even after the effect, Abi?
So ordinarily, as she tore a passport, they don't have immediate evidence. Just like we spraying money for publicity can be compared to that of the Ubana guy. So what they can prove is different. So now they are investigating. You know that these people are alleged to also be content creators. They don't know whether the paper they are tearing is true. But if it is found that she actually tore the one that is a public property that belongs to the federal government of Nigeria, she would then be arrested with a warrant of arrest. So not all arrests are immediately possible. If, for instance, the husband was the one slapping her, she was slapping him, that's an assault where she can be arrested immediately without a warrant. But such a drama or something, nobody can attest to the quality of document she was with. So they have to investigate it and then she can be arrested. She has to be arrested. Sadly for me.
And she puts her face out there.
Yes.
So for me, I thought, I get the fact that she should have been apprehended for that. But I also thought for the sake of the children, I am happy that they did not immediately pursue arrest at that time. Already, for me, that must have been a traumatic situation for the children. And then to see their mother maybe in handcuffs or being screamed at. So I'm happy that that didn't happen. And even if they may have apprehended or spoken to her, that also didn't happen on camera. But then it's an opportunity for us now, for those of us that are not aware that when you tear up the international or your passport, that it's actually a crime. Because we have seen videos of people say, I'm no longer a Nigerian.
And they burn,
you know, and people are hailing them. And we've never heard, you know, the agency come out, immigration come out and say, for what you have done.
Honestly, we are waiting for the immigration the PRO of immigration to do a speech. Let me just bring in another angle. Like, it will be appropriate for the whoever is the public spokesperson for immigration to officially release a statement concerning how this will be addressed or why they haven't. But I felt that yes, because I know we know that there is a law. That's not the issue. Because the officials, people at the social media allegation is that the officials don't know that there was a law.
Not true now.
Do you understand? And that their reaction did not show that they were aware that there was a law. So if we now have a statement saying that, oh, they were aware, they just wanted to do this investigation later, or we have called them out for not taking the appropriate action, and we have seen a lacuna, and this is what we're going to do, it might be dealt with.
I think that document covers that question. I think what other people... You remember the immigration officials were not standing waiting for this thing to happen. They were not told that this was about to happen. So what you saw was what someone was able to capture. You don't know what happened after that video.
Okay,
and
so
if they sent a message saying that
question.
This is what and what, so obviously they are aware. You know?
Because I know that those questions are coming online. Okay.
But I want to put out an information out there, not just about tearing passport. You should also know that your international passport cannot be, like when you send stuff, what do they call it? Send something from one, cannot be dispatched from one country to the other. Or, yes, it's illegal. And then that country has a right to destroy your passport, to seize it and destroy that passport.
Come with it.
If you didn't come with it, let's say, for example, your friend took your suitcase. Let's say you traveled with your friend, and I took your suitcase back by mistake, and your passport was in it. And then I wanted to just do a courier, a DHL or whatever, and send it, right?
Your passport is illegal.
Your passport, it's illegal. Yeah. The other country has the right to take it and destroy that passport, yes.
Fantastic.
So that's good information. So people know, because most times people might say, okay, I have 2 passports, I want to travel, they should send it. Just know that you cannot do that.
All right.
Sending their expired passports home
to Nigeria. Yeah. I want us to talk about dealing with a troublesome partner. Slightly, it's a Thursday topic. Yeah. I wanted us to deal more with the legal perspective, but I felt like there's an applause that we should give to the man for his maturity in how we dealt with the troublesome situation. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll delve into just sharing a few tips on this softer side of the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So there are more developments in between the break. We saw the video of the husband as well. And I noticed something. I don't like being taken for a ride. And on social media now, everybody's just catching cruise. And I feel like this might just be a catching of cruise moment based on what I am now seeing. And I now feel like somebody just took my time for granted. You know, some comedians will come up and they will say, let me tell you what happened between Davido and Sophia. Let me give you my opinion. Then they will now go on one random story. Just waste your time and say, come for my show. Or market a soap or something weird like that. I've learned to catch those things. Whenever I see them start with those kind of energy, I'll just scroll away because I know, or I'll read the comments and see that it was just a case of wasting my time. So apparently, from the lady's video of our own reply, which I didn't think was necessary, and the man's video, they obviously put in their TikTok handle, their Facebook handle, their Instagram handle to push their page. I am led to believe we have all been conned, that it might be a marketing or a marketing stunt. And we've seen it several times. Those pranksters that come outside and do weird videos that you would think it is real, like the one where they were slapping each other, and then we later found out that it was not a true slap. It wasn't a relationship, violence in a relationship. It was a skit slap that we all took like a serious thing. Nima beg. As my learned, no, I'm not in.
Leave learned for Amaka.
I'm not.
Let me express my emotion on this one.
I'm not learned colleague, but as my colleague who happens to be learned, I beg, help me. When are we going to do something? When are we going to do something about this? Where people don't.
We're using this one as a case study. There's an opportunity to do something about it now. So they have contravened a lot of laws. Amaka read the Immigration Act. Our producers have also informed us of the airport's
recording in the airport.
Anti-recording policy that they violated in that area where they posted the video. The woman, in her post video that she used to reply what happened, had indicted herself by mentioning that the person videoing was her husband's friend, and that he had been told to video her. That even though the husband is the one that has provoked her, he set her up. So a lot of things are clean. I hope that they seize the opportunity so that we can have peace of mind. I just want to use the opportunity to give Twali to people like Taoma, Kiki, the people who know the business of content creation. Because I don't understand how bereft of ideas and your kids will be the content. I don't support it. You cannot see my kids. I feel that you're violating the rights of the child until they are mature. They should not be your content in any form or way.
Want to.
Yeah, except you're doing it in a guided way. So you must, as a parent, if a child has a talent, you're grooming. Not the way these ones just put the poor innocent children, every opportunity inside video, you know, as if they are paid actors. I don't support that. They should go and study the business of content creation, and content should address issues on the page, just so that they know there's a page that they have made us go and check.
We had to
the
go
page,
and check it.
Yeah. They've done different kind of skits, poor writing. They've done cheating husband, they've done the cooking wife, they've done everything. And so they need the numbers. And because of numbers, we've seen people come online, accuse housewives of cheating on their husband, call their babies bastards, done photo DNA for people's babies, put picture of one stranger with that of a baby and say, no, this child looks like so. We've seen the most ridiculous kind of contents.
And they'll come back and apologize.
So there must be consequence. Personally, I think consequence is the way to deter. They should please let consequence there for this one. This one too much.
Mariam, if you discover that we were just taking for a ride, like we've just been conned.
In my face, I've moved on.
High emotions.
I've moved on, and so this is what I'm waiting for, two consequences. We need to also know what the law says about these pranksters and skit makers. You know, should you be a licensed skit maker? And I remember we used to watch Punk'd on MTV, you know, but that was licensed pranking. Do you understand? So we need to understand that I think there has to be laws. I'm not aware if there are any, you know, that states that you have to be licensed to maybe be able to do some skits, because some people can use skits to defraud even the government. They can use skits for terrorism in the name of skits. So we need to be careful that people are not hiding behind all these skits to do a lot of things. Are they doing skits so that they can push drugs. I don't know what is a front for. I'm not interested anymore. I like to use my energy to discuss very important matters. Nigeria is going through, many Nigerians are going through quite a bit. And if this
this was a serious matter too.
Yeah, but I've moved on. Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, the producers made us aware that, if this was a skit and then it was recorded within the airports, they've also violated, something.
Come up and apologize.
The apology will not do that because this has to be a deterrent to other people, other skit makers. There should be a line. A line should be drawn, where you can do certain things. Then secondly, even if it was a skit, I hope it was not the original international passport that was torn, right? I really hope so. Because if
Why
not...
are you hoping so for their sake? I hope it
No, I hope they have common sense. That
No, I hope it is what is the original one that they use. So that they can get the full...
Yeah, because from what we saw, the woman's video and the man's video, they're both not making sense.
And they're not saying anything.
Just to keep us busy. And then engaged. And then for the fact that you're having this kind of issue, and then you're even tagging your pages for us, directing us to
For more content, please check us at...
For me, I just like the fact that at least we've used this medium to educate the public on certain things that should are lawful and unlawful when it comes to government property, your international passport. So, we didn't waste our time anyway.
Yeah, very important. When I saw the video, my thought went to the fact that I've seen some dramas, like I've seen a woman smash her husband's windscreen of the car. I've seen husband that carried the one of smashing windscreen. I saw Tukurukuru eye, not that he told me. The one of husband packing all the clothes of his wife outside and pouring petrol to burn it. Then it started raining. Then he could not burn it.
They call God.
I'm telling you. Then he now poured oil on it, palm oil, just so that it is messy. I've seen that one too. There's a lot of Nigerians, based on the environment, need to take anger management classes. We seem to be easily aggravated as people. We see it a lot. The energy, especially within Lagos, is also a very aggressive energy. I say that whenever I go to Abuja, the energy is just always so calm. Everywhere just has a peaceful. When I come back to Lagos like this from the airport, there's that like gra-gra. So maybe that might be also contributing to the atmosphere. But I know that it is off this topic. I am not happy, and I am waiting for us to get proper information about
what I was thinking.
Scammed and our time wasted.
I said maybe the heat also fried their brain. Like when you just come from the airplane, you now enter that airport and then everywhere is hot. You can do something to somebody.
We can't give them that because they started their drama since. And to the point that they set each other up. What I was actually thinking was when she came out, in my mind, I said, I'm sure the husband would say, he's not going to talk about this online. He's going to sort it out with his family. That's what I thought. Then I now saw him with all his handles. I'm like,
okay. Don't have sense. Well, Ivy Kanu has sent the update from the Immigration Service. Let me just quickly read it.
Yes, please.
That area. So she says the Nigerian Immigration Service investigates torn passport. The service has launched a formal investigation following the circulation of a video on social media showing a female traveler destroying a Nigerian standard passport at the MMIA Lagos. The individual has been identified and invited for further investigation. She will not go escape. If the allegations are substantiated, her actions have constituted a breach of Section 10B of the Immigration Act and Section Immigration Act 2015 as amended, with corresponding penalties outlined under Section 10H of the same Act. The Nigerian Immigration Service remains steadfast in its commitment to upholding the provisions of the Immigration Act in the interest of national security and to preserve the dignity and integrity of the nation's legal instrument. Signed by DCI Katie Udo, the Service Public Relations Officer, Service Headquarters, Abuja. I want to find now.
Okay.
On a banter.
A banter.
All right. So moving on, there was another thing that trended over the weekend that I think is worth discussing on the show. So I think I wasn't on the show when it was discussed initially. The South African lady who happens to have a Nigerian father.
Heritage.
Yes.
Chidima Additional.
Yeah, Chidima Additional, who happens to have a Nigerian father. was now sort of bullied into stepping down. And then we now saw over the weekend that the new Miss South Africa is not black, falls into the category of the same category of someone who also has different heritage. I heard European, that she has French, European.
She's Afrikaans.
We're laughing in French.
She's Afrikaans.
Which Africans?
She is now.
They say she's European.
No, she's
French.
Not just of
she's
French.
not African, so.
Yes.
She wasn't born in South Africa, the details that I read. She's very, 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 very foreign to South Africa. South Africa prefer.
Okay, maybe we have different stories. She's Afrikaans, and as we know, Afrikaans have European heritage, Dutch, whatever, and we have the white people in South Africa that came, first of all, as their slave owners, colonialists, and eventually now co-citizens of the same country. I've heard that she went to primary school there, went to high school there, so for them, they believe that this is a fully South African person. For them, South Africa is a rainbow country, right? That's what they call it.
Yes, rainbow nation.
A rainbow nation where different colors, different languages, they're all included and they're all South African. So their grounds with Chidinma is not South African because she has a Nigerian father. And eventually they also told us, and that she has a Mozambican mother. But we had always assumed that she was South African because her Mozambican mother is South African by naturalization. And also that there's a law in South Africa that once you're born, for all those that were born from 1995, they automatically become South African citizens. And she was born in 2001 or something like that, a few years after that. So that should also have qualified her as a South African citizen. And when she applied for that pageantry, there were requirements that had to be met, and she met all the requirements. So now, there are people on Twitter who are laughing, many Nigerians, of course, because they feel that, you rejected the black person that looks very much like you, even if you are trying to determine whether she is South African or Nigerian, but this is the one that looks very much like you. And the one who, yes, you've called her South African now, but she also represents the history that you have with white people, which is these are the people that have brought slavery into your land. And I have many opinions, but that is the basis of this.
So I love the way you establish it for us. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll talk about this Pan-Africanism being one, seeing that the more we work together, the more we can grow together and not fighting each other, because the division does not make us grow. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.